Hey, Thatch here, and welcome to another episode of the PokePodcast. This week, we're going to be talking about making a Pokemon game in 2026 as if Pokemon never existed. What might change about game design? The discussion goes everywhere. I find it really interesting. It was a fun one to have, and I hope you guys enjoyed as well. Of course, let us know what you think in the comments. If you could also subscribe, like, whatever you can, wherever platform you're listening to us on. We always appreciate that. But with that, buckle up and get excited for this week's episode of the PokePodcast.
And now, coming to you live from atop the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's the one, the only, PokePodcast.
It's Puckle! Puckle! It's Puckle! Puckle! Pokemon Underground Champions League, oh yeah! Puckle! Puckle.
Welcome to another episode of the PokePodcast. I am your host, Trainer Thatch, joined today by the wonderful, fluffiest Whimsicott.
Ciao, everyone.
And Jolly Clod9.
Back for a third week in the row. What
Actually,
is
that's
wrong
true.
with me? Yeah, I know.
Well,
It's been
we
3 weeks.
had like no Clod9 though for like 4 months, right? So we had to
And
compensate.
nothing was wrong with you. You were filling in
Yeah.
for me. There was something wrong with me.
Yeah,
so.
actually, yeah. Actually, yeah. You for everybody listening to the show, you can typically check out the schedule over on our Discord. It does show who will be on the show in the following weeks. But yeah, we do have that. And so Whimsicott was supposed to be on last week, but she got sick. And yeah, today's fun. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good show. I'm excited. Welcome to the PokePodcast, everybody. By the way, PUCL, of course, stands for the Pokemon Underground Champions League, a nonsensical name we came up with in 2007, where we talk everything Pokemon from the trading card game to the video game to everything in between, like Fire Emblem. We're the longest running Pokemon podcast, and because we've been going since 2007, and I don't know how to end things in a satisfying manner.
No.
No, we're not. Pokemon 30 is happening. Pokemon 30's like this year. This is going to be a fun year. It's going to be a good one. I'm excited for that. I mentioned Fire Emblem because I didn't do anything Pokemon this week because I got on a Fire Emblem kick. Again, yeah, I was just like, well, I don't know. I get a lot of joy out of replaying Fire Emblem games. And a lot of people are gonna be like, oh man, Thatch, Fire Emblem Path of Radiance did just come out on the GameCube Virtual Console, or GameCube Switch Online, and that is not what I played. I played like the original Fire Emblem for the States. I played Fire Emblem 7, which has like Lynn and Eliwood and Hector in it. Because like that was the first game. Like I've been Fire Emblem like fan since like day one of the US. I remember like Nintendo Power. I miss Nintendo Power so much. There's actually there's actually a Patreon for a company that actually does like a Nintendo Power-esque magazine still. It's like $5 a month, and they actually like ship you a physical magazine.
That's adorable.
Yeah, and I've been meaning to like just subscribe to it just for the vibes alone. And I mean, I think they send you a digital version as well. But yeah, it's such vibes. But yeah, no, I remember Nintendo Power like was hyping up Fire Emblem before it was released, and I was so sold on Fire Emblem. I don't know what drew me to it, but I was like so sold on the idea. And to this day, it's still one of my favorite games of all time, like my favorite franchises. And when it turns out though that also on Switch Online you have both Fire Emblem and then Fire Emblem Sacred Stones. On the Game Boy Advance Switch Online. So I was like, okay, I'll just play.
Try some of those.
Yeah, I mean, the original Fire Emblem, I think, is not as good as it doesn't hold up. On the Switch Online is nice because you can actually rewind, just like you can do in like the modern Fire Emblem games.
Okay.
And,
Cool.
So I have abused that feature slightly, but I do like I'm playing through it and I was like, wow, this is a lot easier than I remember when I was like 12, you know.
Well,
this is like way easier. Like I'm crushing it right now. I'm doing pretty well.
See, my problem with Fire Emblem is that I started with what will probably always be my favorite.
Oh, if you played
And so-
Awakening, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I knew it.
And so-
I knew it as soon as you said it. Like you're just like first one was the best one, and my wife is like she's definitely a bigger Fire Emblem fan, I think, than a Pokemon fan. Right?
Mhm.
Like we like to do Pokemon stuff together all the time, but she is definitely, if I get talking to her about Fire Emblem, she's super into it. She really entered the franchise in trying to think. I introduced her to a lot of video games that she didn't know existed. She like very base level video games she never played until we started dating. And one of those games was so this, like, I'm just gonna make it a long story because this is
Yeah.
This is intro. It's the place for that.
Yeah, exactly. So we met, we talked about Pokemon very early on because PUCL existed. And we found out she liked playing Pokemon. That's great. I obviously did as well. And
You?
I know,
No.
right? But as we like kept dating, like I had video game consoles and we were, playing stuff. And so one day she saw me playing Path of Radiance. I think I was doing a replay of that. And she's just like, oh, this game looks weird. And I'm like, that's fine. And then when we both stayed on our college campus one summer, and so like I brought over my Wii. I had work, but she was like taking classes, so she wasn't super busy. And I was playing Skyward Sword was the current Zelda at the time. And she had never played a Legend of Zelda game in her entire life. And she was just like, it's kind of cool that you get to swing the sword. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty okay, and like the gameplay's fine. And so she got super into Skyward Sword. She beat that in like 2 weeks. And then she's like, is there more? And I'm like, oh boy, is there more, Zelda?
What a question right there.
What a question. And so I had like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask and all these other Zelda games. And so she fell in love and beat like all of them in the summer. Summer. And she was just having a blast. And then I forget exactly what happened. Something happened, and she had tried a Fire Emblem game. It was probably one of the originals on like the Game Boy Advance she tried from me. And then when Awakening came out, like that was the game that like clicked for her. But
I think it clicked for a lot of people.
Well, no, it actually like saved the franchise. Quite literally. They were like the reason Fire Emblem Awakening was so good was because it was supposed to be the last hurrah, and they like pulled out all the stops and did everything they've always wanted. And then obviously it was successful. They're like, oh, this is how Fire Emblem works from now on. Which I don't like personally as a Fire Emblem fan, because I feel like every other game we get now is some kind of anniversary special that references old Fire Emblem games, and I don't need that.
When I tell you that I never bought, I don't even remember the title, the one with the rings that summon.
That's the new one. Yeah, the newest one, Fire Emblem Engage.
Yeah, that one. Never bought it.
That
I read
one is
the review and I was like,
it's fine. It's like they seem to come in like this wave where like every other game is really good now, because they'll try to do some kind of cool innovation. And the cool innovation usually is a slam dunk. And then they kind of go back to like safer Fire Emblem, which is what Fire Emblem Engage is, in my opinion. And it's not as fun. It's not as
Three
fun.
Houses was very, very, very good, except for the part where you have to play Hogwarts Simulator for like 17 hours a day.
Yeah.
That part I did not like at all.
It was fine. The one that I still think Awakening is the best one. I like
By
to
far.
this day, I think it's the best one. I think the
By
earlier
far.
ones are fun to play. I do think Path of Radiance and
And
then
good
Radiant
to eat.
Dawn. Path of Radiance and then Radiant Dawn are both very good games. They should they probably should like be more well respected than they are, and I think it's just because the availability is pretty garbage between the two. But the two of them make like a really awesome story. And I really appreciate the way they write them. It's a very good like intro to like fantasy and understanding how like fantasy worlds are built out. Because they give you like a very superficial overview that then gets into like nitty gritty and like really fun political plots.
Yeah.
So I definitely
Man.
recommend all Fire Emblem. All Fire Emblem.
I love Fire Emblem
Like that.
so much.
Yeah, the original ones on the Game Boy Advance are like a rough gameplay experience, though I will say.
I mean, it's understandable.
If you're not like comfortable pushing yourself on Fire Emblem, if that makes sense. Like if you like to play very conservative Fire Emblem to keep your guys alive, the early ones are not as fun.
I've heard
you miss out on a lot of experience points, and then your guys are under leveled, and then it's not a fun time at the end.
Yeah,
that's kind of how it works. Yeah, sorry, that was Thatch's Fire Emblem rant for the day. I've just been playing Fire Emblem. I did play Showdown this week too, because I was just like, man, I haven't played in a while, and I'm Champions is going to come soon, and I like need to be ready.
That's right.
I need to be ready, because I will play Pokemon Champions, no matter what.
I really want to play it too.
Yeah, I mean,
I need to get back into it as well.
Yeah.
I'm missing something to reignite my spark to want to play. I'm hoping Champions will be that. I'm hoping there'll be something with the 30th anniversary that'll come to make that happen.
I think legitimately the thing that fixes a lot of people's like motivation, and to be fair, I think our viewpoint is biased because like of our like origins and how we all got into competitive Pokemon, which was like 6v6 OU. Which is a jumble of words we have not said on the show in a very long time. And
True.
but 6v6 OU, and that I think that experience, if they could replicate that, at least for us at the Puckle Podcast, and I imagine a significant number of other people, the game would become just more. I mean, just us. Who cares about everybody else, right? I think it would just become way more interesting to all of us, because I would definitely have significant motivation if we could play 6v6.
Yeah,
like
same.
If we could play 6v6, I would be there. The whole timer thing since Gen 8 has just kind of been a damper. Granted, VGC's been growing like crazy, and having played VGC and done like well in VGC before, I can understand the fun of that. we all remember Thatch. It's fine. It was 8 years ago.
Oh God, was it really?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, no.
It was 8 years ago.
Part of me is really tempted to get back into it just because my locals does a VGC and go, and there's usually one or two people that show up, and it's just free championship points. I'm like,
well, also like VGC is not as well supported. Like if I look on PokemonCenter.com right now for like a VGC local type event, I cannot find one within like 25 miles. You know, I can find TCG out the wazoo, but I cannot find VGC. Which makes sense. You have to be in person to play the TCG. I can go play VGC online. But I would like to have more experience like playing in person, because the dynamic is different when you're sitting at a table versus when I'm like at home on my couch, you know, or if I'm streaming it. I would like to get back into it. It would be a lot of fun to get back to viewer battles on Twitch. Oh man, that was so fun. I used to, that was like the best practice that I've ever done.
Yeah.
Was playing constant OU battles on stream. It was such a, like, I became very good at Pokemon just because of that. Where I just sat down and I would practice 3 hours twice a week on stream. And then you've got like a little bit of pressure to perform because you've got people watching you. And so like you're really locked in. I do miss that. And every once in a while when I do play, I can like feel it, you know, it like comes back just a little bit.
Yeah.
And man, it's exhilarating. Pumps the adrenaline. But yeah. Well, this has been an intro.
What an intro.
What an intro this was. We've got some news to talk about though, guys. So we're gonna kick it on over to that news. Welcome to the news. In the news, we've got a few things to talk about. First and foremost, even though the Poke Park is opening up, this makes sense actually in my mind, but even though the Poke Park is opening up in Japan next week, they are also announced that Pokemon is going to do some kind of crossover with Universal Studios in Japan. I know, just kind of like they were doing with Super Mario, essentially. And that makes sense to me only because if you look at all of like the Pokepark Kanto stuff, it's literally like you're walking through a park and they've probably got a Pokemon Center there for you to buy stuff. And that's in my opinion what it will turn out to be, the Pokepark Kanto. So I don't know. I'm not impressed. I'm not like surprised that this happened. Like, oh, they're just like, man, we decided we were gonna make like, oops, a real thing. And yeah, I don't know. Also, EUIC is happening this week.
Yeah.
Or not this. Yeah, it's this week. Or no, it's not.
No,
It was announced.
no. There's two other regionals happening this week.
There's two more regionals, but EUIC had everything announced about the Pokemon Center, about all the merch. I think we talked about this last week, but oh no, never mind. We did not, because the merch is actually all Charizard all the time. So we did not, because I didn't feel like anguish when I heard about it. But all the merch is Mega Charizard X themed. So I guess if you like Charizard, like most people do, you can go to that one. Granted, I still think Mega Charizard Y is the cooler one, because that one actually feels like an evolution of Charizard.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think Mega Charizard Y, like I was actually like, I remember when they announced Megas and they showed off the Kanto starters when they announced Megas. And I was just like, wow, all of these feel very natural, because the only Charizard Mega they revealed to us in that one was Mega Charizard Y. And Charizard X wasn't revealed until actually like the Pokemon Origins anime short, which that's like how it was revealed. And I was like, wow, why do we gave it a second one, huh? Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, that's weird. But yeah, EUIC is happening, guys. Wonderful. In a couple weeks, on February 13th to the 15th. All right. I'm going to kick it over to Whimsicott, though, to talk about some cool video game news.
Yep. ZA received a patch this week. Actually, a true update, because it goes to version 2.0 point something.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It finally increases the number of Mega Shards you can carry from 999 to 9,999.
Thank God. Oh, I did see this. I saw like when somebody's like, it updated and you can carry this many Mega Shards. I was like, wow, that's the best improvement they could have done to this game.
Yes.
So far, yeah.
Other than letting me explore the rest of Lumiose, like,
yeah.
Or the rest of Kalos, not Lumiose. So.
Yeah. Also, you can buy berries in bulk, and there's a new NPC that sells you all kinds of berries. Out
even Hyper
3? No, just the regular ones. They're still in regular space.
Useless.
Very useless. It would have been very nice to have this if, like, I had, But anyway, you can do that now.
Interesting.
Then there's a new season starting in ranked online battles. It allows one restricted Pokemon. It gives you Swampert. I am still like 4 or 5 weeks behind. I will just get all the stones like in one go when I feel like playing.
They literally have set it up for that though, which is kind of nuts.
Yeah. It's like I could not be bothered lately.
Yeah.
And then in the Unite news, Surfetched is coming to Unite this Friday, and it should be available for everyone to earn via daily missions.
Oh, they changed the rewards, actually, it looks like. That's the season rewards. My bad. My apologies. Apparently, like, the in-game season rewards for playing in that season, you only need to play one game, and it can be a win or a loss.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, wild. In-game season rewards, yeah. That's all. So I don't know if they got rid of like the Sceptile and everything. I didn't see anything. Oh, wait, never mind. I lied. Never mind. I just didn't read. All of them are available still. Greninjaite, Delphoxite, Chestnutite, Baxcalibite, and Sceptileite you get them ranks Y through U respectively.
Yep.
But the Swampertite is actually a season reward, it looks like. So you can just get it by playing one battle, which is the way this probably should have worked the entire time. So
yes. Yes, it should have been.
Probably.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. On to Go News. Vulpix Community Day is Sunday. Both variants get your Cantonian and Alolan. Or Alolan. And then Into the Depths runs from the 27th through February 1st and adds Glimmet to the game via routes and research. We also get boosted shiny odds for Diglett and Yungoos. Well, that's exciting.
Yippee.
And then in what I think is more important news, Ascended Heroes releases later this week. It's mostly a reprint set, but there's some new cards.
Yay.
You'll have a couple of, staple cards going forward, like Pokepad and Meowth EX.
What does Pokepad do? I've seen the names thrown around, but I don't actually know what it does.
So it searches for any non-rule box Pokemon and just puts it into your hand.
Oh, interesting.
So it doesn't have to be a basic. So any,
And it's an item. It's not like, it's not a supporter.
Yeah. Nope, it's an item. So most single prize decks it's like a free find whatever piece you are missing card. Which is really, really nice. And it's going to be running a lot of decks as a couple of, so very, very good. And then Meowth EX is basically your Lumineon or your Tapu Lele GX of years past.
I did hear about the Meowth GX. I did hear about that.
But in TCG Live, or TCG
Pocket.
Live, whatever
Pocket.
it is. Not Live.
In Live you get the decks.
In Live you get the free Mega Dragonite and Mega Meganium decks. The online. And then in Pocket also has a new set that's releasing this week, Fantastical Parade, featuring Mega Gardevoir. Also adds stadiums to the game.
Interesting.
Yeah.
They're like slowly making TCG Pocket like real TCG. They're getting there slowly.
Or some form of it, yeah.
Yeah.
There will also be missions running around in April to earn an Entei / Mega Blaziken deck and staple trainers. That's awesome.
Actually, that's pretty cool.
I like that.
I think this new set also has Ogerpon cards, which my friend was very excited about.
I am very excited about it as well.
I love Ogerpon.
Yeah. No, I mean I'm excited that they're doing more things. Like that's always good. Oops, I lost my place. I lost my notes. All right. So outside of that, Badge Bonanza is still going on for PUCL. If you want to earn the badge this month, it is going to be you have to go play Sword and Shield. If you get to Kabu, yes. There's too many of them with like, I almost got them confused with the name of the water type trainer in Scarlet and Violet, the water type gym leader. No, in Scarlet and Violet.
Scarlet and Violet.
Kofu.
Kofu, Kabu, like I combined their names. It's fine. And those gym leaders are so memorable.
Like Ramos.
Yeah, just like Ramos. Exactly. The most popular gym leader of all time, Ramos. But yes. And then you get the gold for just beating Leon in the Elite Four or in the Champions Tournament at the end. And then in Wochien's News Corner, news brought you to Snail's Pace and news that makes Thatch feel old. 10 years ago this week, I probably remember covering this. Pokemon released an extended version of their Super Bowl ad. It had the Needle King chess piece. I do remember this. Detective Pikachu was finally shown after years of silence, the movie. And Pokken was confirmed for Evo. And so surely it had a long and successful life ahead of it.
Speaking of memorable.
Remember when they tried to make Pokken tournament happen and it didn't happen?
Yeah.
Good times.
It was definitely Mean Girls. Like, please, like, stop trying. I remember actually when we went to NAIC as a group. I remember this.
Yeah.
They were actively looking for people to take place in like the top 64 of the NAIC championship for Pokken. Like they were begging people to sign up so they would have a full 64 man like tournament. I remember this.
That's wild.
Because they were like begging us. They're like, you could do it. You'll be top 64. And I was just like, yeah, I guess, you know. But then I
pay $70 to never play the game.
Yeah, but then I'd have to play Pokken. I don't know what to tell you. I have to play Pokken. And I don't want to. I don't want to. But yeah, that was I remember that very dearly. At least it seems like Pokemon Go is like really taking hold as like that third leg that they've always wanted. So I'm happy to see that for them.
Get ready, Pocket's going to show up soon.
I would not be surprised if TCG Pocket showed up.
That would be cute, actually.
I wouldn't be surprised. The only reason I can think of them not doing it is so that they keep using Pocket as like a gateway drug into the TCG. Granted, TCG Pocket's making an insane amount of money on its own, so like they might not care.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna spend money on digital cardboard. Like I can't do that.
Not again.
No, I
Nope.
refuse.
I refuse. But yeah. All right. Well, that has been the news, guys. We're gonna go ahead and kick it on over to our topic. Welcome to the topic. Our topic today is kind of an interesting one. I was thinking with the 30th anniversary of Pokemon coming up, Pokemon Red and Blue came out in 1996. It was obviously like a phenomenon when it came out. But I was thinking, what happens if like Pokemon Red and Blue came out today? One, I know like people quote me on the Discord saying this all the time, and I think it's still a very valid take for a lot of media. Is that a lot of what makes a media franchise popular is the time it's in and taking advantage of the weaknesses of that time to make something really cool. I say this a lot about the Beatles. Like I genuinely don't think the Beatles would have done as well in an age with the internet.
No,
because with like the
Probably
Meet the Beatles album that made them very popular in the United States was actually like a collection of their greatest hits from like 3 or 4 years of music. So like they had a lot of albums with a bunch of slop before that. And instead they just took all of the really good ones, put them on one album, became super popular because people weren't talking about music groups from the UK and the US in 1960 very regularly. Which is why the British invasion is okay. This is Thatch talking about music now, but this is like all of Thatch's other special interests.
I hate when that happens. Let me get my popcorn.
We're in an episode where it's just like all of Thatch's other special interests that aren't Pokemon are happening. Next, let me tell you about orca whales. Okay, I digress.
What's Jay doing these days?
I found. Oh, never mind. Never mind. You almost got me on a tangent. I found something out very recently about J-Pod. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Mostly about Onyx, but that's a completely different story. So I gosh, what a tangent. But I was thinking to myself, because of the zeitgeist of Pokemon coming out in the 90s and blowing up in popularity, what does a successful Pokemon release look like in 2026, 30 years later? Like, how does Pokemon become Pokemon in 2026? Right?
Well, the obvious answer is it doesn't.
Do you want the good answer or the jaded we can't?
I'm happy to explore both, if that makes sense. I think
so because of today's media
lot.
And culture, I don't think we can have a successful release. And I really and I hate to say that. Just because people are gonna find flaws in everything that happens.
Oh yeah,
for
absolutely.
The rest of time. So I think we've gotten to the point where no matter what Pokemon game comes out, someone's gonna hate it, and you're gonna be a loud enough speaker about it, and no one's gonna be happy.
Well, I also genuinely believe right now, just to add to your point, Claude, and then we can get over this and talk about the fun stuff. But I do believe with like the social media cycle that exists now, it is very difficult for a video game to like really grab hold for like more than a month. And we've seen this throughout in like the past 5 or 6 years, right? I feel like there's like a game of the month. I feel like there's a game of the month.
I have a reason that like daisy chains onto yours.
Okay, keep going. We're just being jaded right now. It's fine.
Exactly, which is like when you go to a store and you have a pick of like 6 games. You grab the one with the cool turtle with the cannons on the cover.
I mean, that is how I play Pokemon. Yes.
Which is what you did. But when you have 17 billion mobile games in your pocket, Pokemon doesn't happen.
Well, does Pokemon even happen? Well, okay. Maybe Pokemon doesn't happen like on a Nintendo console either, right? Maybe it happens. It instead of being Game Freak, the ragtag group of we got paid by Nintendo to make a Yoshi game and then made Pokemon as like a passion project. Yeah. I wonder if it's just like some indie devs, sitting in an office and they're just like, we have this really cool idea, and they make essentially Pal World, right? Before, yeah, and everybody's really excited about it. I mean, people love Pal World, right?
But they love Pal World because it's Pokemon Light.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yes.
Now, if Pokemon created Pal World, it would be a hit. And I think.
Okay, I'll let you go on that. I'll let you go on that train, Pat. Yeah.
If it was, not Pal World, but Poke World, for let's say sake of argument, I think people would have been like, "This is fresh. This is new. This is great. This is wonderful," and people would have loved it for a little while, and then eventually things would have dropped off. I think in today's age, to have a successful Pokemon game, you need, it has to be different enough, and it needs to do something that is out of the box.
Yeah, well, I think that's because we have the context of Pokemon to begin with. Exactly. Nowadays, and I think it's an interesting thought experiment to imagine that it didn't exist, right? Pokemon Go doesn't exist. Pokemon itself doesn't exist as a concept. I mean, this changes culture like so significantly, actually. And maybe this is where most of the discussion leads to, but like without Pokemon, like Pokemon ruined cartoons. Like it legitimately did. You look at a bunch of cartoons, like Saturday morning cartoons that were on before Pokemon. You get like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Batman, a bunch of like really fun, different types of like cartoons, Doug, stuff like that. And this is obviously not exactly something like Whimsicott can relate to entirely, but
I did love the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when I was 8. What you have to remember is that I got everything you guys got. You guys didn't get a lot of stuff that I got.
That's true. And so we had like all of these really like unique different TV shows. And then once Pokemon comes out, I think every show gets really samey. And one, that's because they got really cheap and just started dubbing anime around that time as well. Like outside of Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon like really pushed it.
This is such a wild perspective from my point of view. You have no idea.
I believe you. Well, Voltron happened too before that, right? Like it wasn't.
No. Okay, guys, I have.
But we had like card captors come out after Pokemon. Like it's wild.
This is the moment Whimsicott teaches you about how kids grew up in Europe in the 70s and 80s.
Okay.
So, the fact that you can go on the internet to this day and have people ask each other, what was your first anime, is such an incredibly wild thing to see when you're a European.
Okay.
Because, well, maybe not every country in Europe, but countries like Italy and France and stuff like that, they would air anime constantly. We saw anime every day. I do not remember a time without anime. They were airing before I was born. I was born at the beginning of the 80s. They were airing in the 70s. They were airing, I think, maybe even in the 60s. We dubbed almost every anime we could get our hands on, which created some issues because a lot of people didn't understand that just because it was a cartoon, it wasn't necessarily for children. So the scandals and stuff like that. But so in the US, you had your G.I. Joe, your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and you didn't feel the need to import anime until, as you said, Pokemon and Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball happened. And
that all kind of happened at the same time.
The fact that American children of like 2 generations grew up without anime, from my perspective, and from the perspective of like a lot of people from South America, for example, it's crazy. It's crazy to us that we don't have the same cultural like reference frame.
Isn't that weird? Yeah. No, we just
it's very weird.
It really kicked off around the same time. And I think a lot of anime also at that time, like the newer animes, started taking like notes from Pokemon to be successful. Like the one I really think about the most, where like all anime just starts becoming samey, And all of our Saturday morning cartoons as a result become kind of samey. Is Mega Man Battle Network that came out in the 2000s, and it ends up being a gotta catch 'em all for Mega Man to like get all the upgrades.
Oh.
And I was just
now.
like, I was like, okay, so this is just Pokemon, but like Mega Man flavored. Okay. And
So,
go ahead, Claude.
Where are you going with this?
Oh,
'Cause
I was
otherwise
mostly,
I'm gonna take-
I'm saying that Pokemon like really has shaped just like our culture
yes
in different ways.
and because
And
of,
without that, I think you still have some Japanification like from anime at the time as well, because there were a lot of animes that popped up in the 2000s that weren't just like Pokemon. Like you had Naruto, you had a bunch of different stuff like Inuyasha, stuff like that. But I think Pokemon's like really flavored even some of that anime in certain ways. And so it's hard to like think about what happens with 30 years without Pokemon. Right. And if a Pokemon game comes out, I guess I have some questions if we were designing one today, fresh, nobody's ever seen Pokemon before, and we can get into that, but I'll let you go first.
I was gonna say, just because Pokemon's been around for so long, and we're all like jaded by it already, because
obviously
that's when it happens. I think the only way forward, if like because it exists and we're continuing off of that, is, I don't want to say to, as I said, to change things up, but to just listen to what the people want now is the only way for it to be successful.
I think that is to some extent what needs to happen currently with the Pokemon franchise.
Yes.
I agree. I don't know. Their official stance has always been doing like a little bit of different stuff, right? Like they do listen, but they also don't. And I think a good note for them listening actually is the launch of Pokemon Legends EA. As much as like we all kind of felt like a little, this game's fine. Like it's not great, but it's fine. I don't remember any like giant performance issues with this game. Like the biggest complaint I saw online was that the windows were flat. Like
I didn't even realize they weren't supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like,
I think there was some performance issues with it.
Were there?
No,
what performance issues did you have?
There were a few if you played undocked on a Switch 1 or on a Switch Lite, but very, very few.
Very few. Like it performed very well on a Switch 1. It played
docked
very
on
well.
a Switch 1, it ran perfectly.
So the
but
question is how did it do compared to Legends Arceus?
Better.
Much better.
Much better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
look at it compared to. Oh,
sorry,
we don't know the sale. We don't know the sales numbers yet. It hasn't been.
Oh no, I was talking about performance.
No, performance-wise, yes, 100% it was better.
That's what we meant. Performance-wise. Performance-wise is what I'm talking, because the number one thing that they got like ripped apart for Scarlet and Violet. And they actually like to the point where they made a pledge to like make sure that doesn't happen, and like made a commitment to being a better game company as a result. And I think that might be like the reason why we had that awkward length of time before ZA came out. I truly believe there was probably an intention to release ZA a little bit earlier.
Oh, yeah.
A year earlier.
Like a year earlier. But after they got the blowback, they're like, you know what? Let's take a breather. Let's make sure that things run.
Yeah. And I think they were right. But,
this
is still, giving people what they want in the context of something that already exists. But you both said something that made me go back to the origin of Pokemon. You said you gotta give the people what they need. You gotta give the people what they are currently lacking in the time they are living in. Yeah. And I remember that Satoshi Tajiri made Pokemon because he was sad that kids in big cities couldn't go catch bugs like he did in the country as a kid.
I mean, I still think that problem exists.
The answer to how do you get Pokemon again is you figure out what kids these days are missing and you give them that. And I don't know what that is, but that is the answer as a concept.
That is an interesting concept. But yeah, okay, go ahead, Claude, and I'm gonna cut us off and then make us transition to like actually trying to design something. But yeah,
well, I'm trying to think like what are if we are missing something now, what would fix it? And I think the problem with that, like with that logic, is just that because of how the internet has evolved over the past 30 years, most people have everything they want or that they can think about.
Experiences change though, and I think it's not so much that it's something that they want, but it's something that they want to re-experience, right? Or introduce that experience to other people now that experience is gone, right?
So here's my take for, and this is to transition into a like new Pokemon game that might actually be something that people would want. Would be like a Pokemon game that's about traveling.
I think that's kind of almost exactly what Pokemon is nowadays as well.
I'm talking on a larger scale.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you look at so like look at Pokemon Legends EA. I think one of the biggest and most legitimate complaints for Legends EA feeling like its vibe feeling off and wrong, is that
you're stuck in a city.
You're stuck in a city, right? You can't travel. Yeah. You're stuck in a city, which is fine. I mean, the gameplay's fine, but yeah, you're stuck in a city for the most part. And actually, the thing that frustrates me the most about this game, as a sidebar, is like when we fight like Darkrai and we go into that like rocky area. I'm just like, man, this is so good. I wish I had this. Yeah. I wish this was the rest of the game, but it's fine. It's fine. But yeah. Okay. So in terms of design, I'm just going to bring up some things that we have now in modern Pokemon, right? And we talk about whether or not they stay or they go, right? And this kind of follows off some like other conversations we've had earlier this month as well. Just because we've been talking about like mechanics that we like and don't like. And I think that's kind of part of the conversation as well. But yeah, I want to talk about it. And a big one our Discord server talked about when we were talking about mechanics and everything needing to disappear in past games was two versions, like multiple versions of the game. Is that something that exists if you make a new game in 2026, right? I don't know the answer to that. I feel like it would seem more predatory if it weren't a tradition in Pokemon, you know, in 2026 versus.
So the only issue with that is it is taking away one of the core elements of Pokemon, which is community. And the whole purpose of having trade evolutions was to force you to have to go and trade with somebody else or, buy a second copy.
Same with version exclusives, right? Same with version exclusives.
But at the same time, one of the complaints I've seen the most about how society is tougher for kids these days is that both adults and kids these days are losing third spaces.
Yeah, so it's harder to meet up. Yeah.
It's harder to have a place where you can just go and hang out because either people don't want you there or it costs money.
Yep.
And so, yeah, you can maybe trade Pokemon at recess in school if your school allows you to do that. But then, it's not like you would go to the park or to the library and you would see other people with a Game Boy in their hands.
To follow off your point though, Claude, I think you could still have that same thing. We talked about axing. I think when we talked about it, were you on the side of like axing trade evolutions but keeping version exclusives? I think you could do the inverse. I think they're both valid. I think you do trade evolutions, forced trade evolutions, and then you could keep one version of the game. Right? If I still have to get an Alakazam, if I agree that we don't need both. I think both is probably like overkill in modern Pokemon. I think having the like requiring me to go trade with somebody to get an Alakazam makes sense.
I don't like that. I'd rather have two games in version exclusives, and the reason is that so first of all, it adds to the replayability of the game, and it might make you want to play the other version yourself. And second,
why is that a good thing though? I guess that's my question. Like, why is that a good thing? I don't know that I entirely
We're not trying to
agree.
make a good game. We're trying to make a successful game.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
Okay,
You know what?
so-
You know what? I agree that that's what Pokemon Red and Blue were.
And also, I hate doing trade evolutions, but I don't mind doing version exclusive trades. People like set up the codes with the Pokédex numbers, so you can just do it even if you have no friends.
Yeah, but
sometimes when I'm not
Okay.
feeling very social and I don't want to like come to Puckle just to bother people, I sometimes use those codes to do version exclusive trades. Like when I really don't want to talk to anyone, and coordinating, you can do those for trade evolutions as well, but it's a little less satisfying because you don't get yours back.
You don't get yours back.
Yeah. So I don't know. I personally would rather have two versions with version exclusives, but no trade evolutions again ever.
That's fair. I
think
still
I'm okay with that too. I'm like,
Okay, continue. Yeah, I'm listening, Claude.
So, no, I have mine's off topic though.
No, go. Yeah, just go. I think we're done on the trade evolutions and two versions thing. What are you talking about?
I think what I think the thing that myself and other people have wanted for years is, the idea of, I want to be able to play all of Pokemon in one game. The idea of, when I'm done playing in Kanto, I can go jump over to Johto. Or, Hoenn or Sinnoh or all of these other places all at once. Having that kind of like universal experience within one type of game is an interesting idea. And I like the idea of, this is my like idea of like, this is Gen 10 in my mind, is there is one badge in each region, minus Alola because they didn't have badges.
They should.
Yeah, I know. But like, there's one badge in each region, and you have to go explore every single region to earn its badge to then qualify for like a Master Ultimate Tournament type thing. I don't know.
That would be so cute.
No, I do like the idea. I think so the Pokemon world is only as big as you imagine it, right? And if you don't have the Pokemon world, Kanto feels ginormous if that's your only region. I think if we're talking about making a future Pokemon game, I think having something like that where you traverse multiple regions would be fun. I think the Pokemon community is always about that. And I'm always of the opinion that Pokemon should probably leverage more of its existing characters than it does. Which is why I really enjoyed Legends ZA or Legends Arceus specifically, because I felt like it introduced new people while also giving us the old person at the same time, if that makes sense. And I think leveraging that kind of stuff, and this has nothing to do with really what we're intending to talk about, but I think that that Pokemon should do that more often. But if we were talking about a new game, I don't know that that's necessary. I think I would love to feel like I'm going on a grand adventure again, right? The feeling that the anime gave me originally, even if it was just the Indigo League arc of just traveling, I think is really cool. And is a good vibe. And I think I would keep that. I would emphasize it probably more so than we do now. I think I would probably also even make I don't know that I would make like Scarlet and Violet, if that makes sense, right? I don't know if I made a Pokemon game after not having a Pokemon game, I would make Scarlet and Violet. I would probably make a very it'd probably be more like a Legend of Zelda game than anything, right? But with Pokemon,
that's why I'm really excited to see how the new Pokemon game that comes out, the Ditto one.
Oh, Pokeopia.
Pokeopia. I'm curious to see how that will do, because it's taking the Pokemon characters and putting it in a different style of game.
It's just Animal Crossing, but Pokemon, right?
I think it's more like Stardew Valley, but Pokemon. But yes,
Yeah, that's what
okay.
it looks like to me. But I don't.
It looks more Stardew Valley to me. Yeah, we don't know until we play it, honestly, at this point.
But I'm curious to see how something like that would work, because I feel like that's the realm that people. I feel like that's where your spin-off game should lie. Is
Yeah. Well, we're not building a spin-off game,
different
though.
type of thing versus making something brand new.
But we're not talking about spin-offs or making a spin-off. We need to build a Pokemon to begin with, right? To be able to spin off of.
I'm gonna throw
all the Pokemon.
I'm gonna throw.
No. I'm talking about the topic is supposed to be what we're talking about. How do we make a new Pokemon game? What's different if we build it in 2026? Not what should Pokemon be doing.
Okay. What's different?
I honestly think the art's different. That's the biggest one. I think Pokemon designs are different.
We started this whole discussion from the art style, and when you asked me the question off the air, my first answer was, well, Pokemon are gonna have more than 4 colors.
Oh yeah, that's true. I think a good example is just like, well, one Pokemon. I think Pokemon has always had a style guide for its Pokemon.
Yes.
Because they at least up until Gen 7 they did. I don't know about anymore. They definitely changed it.
I remember this specific discussion because I was on the show, and we were talking about how until the Ultra Beasts, all the Pokemon had like 3, maybe 4 kinds of different eyes.
Yeah.
And then the Ultra Beasts felt alien because they either didn't have eyes or had eyes that were in a completely different style from all the other Pokemon.
They legitimately just like broke all the Pokemon rules with Ultra Beasts.
So, granted, I'm going to get to a hot take. I don't think they were as good as what's it called?
Ultra
I
Beasts?
still like the black and white sprites more than I like the 3D sprites.
Yeah, I agree with you absolutely, like 100%.
Like, I don't think they should have gone to 3D.
What a hot take. I don't know if it's a hot take, is I agree with it.
The 3D sprites did horrible things to the saturation of the colors.
I will counter a little bit on that, Claude, and I will say I think every Pokemon that was a sprite suffered with the change to 3D, but I think every Pokemon that came after it somewhat benefited. Because they
made for that.
Because Pokemon were made with the intention of being like mobile, right? Which I mean is the example I use Mega Feraligatr as that example all the time, even though I think it's a bad one. I just like saying it because I have to stay in character and be like Mega Feraligator's my boy, even though look what they did to him. But the official artwork's trash, but like when you see him move around and actually do the action, it's way better.
Yeah, it's really cool. I think my example of a Pokemon that was like experimental with the new things they could do in design is actually Amora and Aurorus, because it was the first Pokemon. Yeah, because if you look at the frills they have on their heads and their necks, it was the first Pokemon that had like a design that not only changed colors, but changed colors using gradients, which was something you couldn't do with sprites. And I remember looking at this and thinking, oh, this is really cool. Pokemon has never done this before because they couldn't.
Yeah, I know. I think so the cool thing about the Pokemon franchise that exists, right, is that I think each generation of Pokemon is almost a time capsule of like what the technology was at that time. And that's why, I mean, I don't think if you design Pokemon nowadays, you get Growlithe. I'm going to be honest with you. Like I love Growlithe. I think it's a cool Pokemon. But he's simple colors and he's just a red dog. I own one of these. I own a red dog. I own one. Like
same.
Yeah. I think that Growlithe might not exist if you design Pokemon today. I think to be like eye catching and like really want people to grab their attention, you have to do things that are like really crazy and different. I think the art style gets a little bit more bubbly and cartoonish probably as well.
Yeah.
Because even if you just look at the official artwork, I'm on the page for Growlithe on Bulbapedia. If you look at the official artwork of Growlithe, and I think the most recent one we got, this might be from like Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, or possibly even Fire Red Leaf Green. But if you then just like go to the Hisuian Growlithe, right?
Yeah.
Everything's just more round and pudgy, and he's got flat front feet, like dinosaur, instead of just like having dog feet.
Yeah.
And I think that's just kind of been like the art style that's moved with the times. Like another good example of this that's not Pokemon has just been like the way that your app icons have evolved over the past decade and a half. How they used to be like very realistic pictures, and then they went to like 2D images, and now they're kind of coming back to 3D images.
It's essentially the visual equivalent of how every app is now, or job site or whatever is now called something like Boo Boo, Poopy.
No, I think that's a completely different phenomenon.
I
think it's exactly the same
Boo-boo
thing.
and Booby.
Yeah, I need to know what.
I don't know. I just threw like syllables together to give you the idea.
But I think that the art design goes in a different direction. I think I mean, I think it does make sense as well. I think your Gen 1 Pokemon are essentially done in like the Gen 9 art style, right?
I also think the gameplay is going to change.
What's your take on that? I'm excited to hear this, actually.
So I think there'll be more elements than just you choose a move, and that's it.
You think there'll be more than it would probably be more real time. I think it would be more real time. I think it would be more real time.
If it's made now, I think it's going to be a mix between like Pokken, ZA, and the actual game.
I agree with that, actually. I don't know what that looks like exactly, and I'm not.
No, neither do I. But that's how I
do agree with you. I think it's probably something very similar.
If you look at how
ZA.
games like, I don't know, Final Fantasy have evolved over time from being like
this is it
turn-based, where you pick a move and.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I don't know. I think Whimsicott, you're on the right track though, because like you just look at how like Final Fantasy 15, right? How that played versus how Final Fantasy 1 played. I don't think there's random encounters. I don't think random encounters exist.
What I'm hearing is that the game is just Pokemon Colosseum.
No.
Because if you say Final Fantasy.
No. I get it. Okay. Yep. Okay. Final Fantasy 15 and Pokemon Colosseum are the same game. Yes.
Well, up to a certain point.
Yeah. Really cool card.
Yeah.
But I do think the gameplay would change.
I agree with that, actually. That is a good take. I think the gameplay does.
I mean, if we want to, like, I think the music would be worse.
Oh, you know what? You're probably right, actually.
Because it's evolved so much over the years, and I really think that Pokemon came into its own because of that.
I don't think, I think some Pokemon music is really good nowadays. I still think a lot of the 8-bit music is very good. I think Pokemon, I do think Pokemon got to like lean on its prior experience, and it does so a lot now, right? Like, anytime I hear like the bum banana banana, like it just drives some like innate instinct in me, no matter how it's played, whether or not it's 8-bit or something else. Like there's just like some innate hype that like builds up. The music, I think, is probably worse though as a result, right? Because if you tried to pull that off without having that experience and like building the layers of nostalgia, I don't think it's as good. I don't think it's as good. I don't think it lands. It's like literally just. I don't think the logo looks as crazy.
Oh God. I was about to make a joke about Ed Sheeran being in it, but well.
I think the Pokemon logo, where it's like very bold and yellow, and I think that art is like very 90s. Like just the Pokemon logo.
Extremely.
And I don't know that it keeps that very like cartoonish yellow blue logo.
It does not.
I think it keeps yellow. It keeps yellow only because Pikachu is still our mascot. Mm-hmm. But I don't think it's as cartoonish. I think it's like a more serious take. I think it'll look closer to the actual Japanese logo. Because at least in the since the 90s, I don't feel like people feel the need as much to Americanize the Japanese product. Like they did in the 90s, where they're just like, okay, we have this product from Japan. People are going to think it's weird. We're not going to make it exactly. We're going to like rebrand it for the US instead, or the rest of the world. And for the West, I should say, that we're going to rebrand it for the West. And that's how we got this Pokemon logo. But like, man, have you seen, I mean, obviously you two have seen, but like, if you just look at the box art, like the Japanese box art for like any Pokemon game,
it's so cool.
It's so cool.
They always put the little gimmick right inside the title.
I know. It's so cool. I want that. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I think I think we get that instead of like the very cartoonish Pokemon logo that we're stuck with nowadays. I think we get the really cool Japanese logo that's in every game, and it somehow just says like Ruby or whatever in the same font and text. We don't get things nearly as Americanized.
No.
So I think that changes, which is if we're talking about art and other things. But
I think the game gets harder.
You know what? I think I agree with you, actually. I think it gets a little bit harder.
Because if you think about most video games that are big and popular around today's day and age, it comes with a giant level of difficulty.
Yes. I think the option 100% exists.
I don't know that I agree.
Okay.
Because games that are harder are games that people who play video games play. But Pokemon was for everyone. Even if
it was
like how many people
I don't think it's for everyone.
Exactly, but we're trying to make it do the same thing. So you don't want it to be a game for gamers. You want it to be Pokemon 2.0.
I thought if Pokemon was being built today and never existed beforehand, how it would have been.
How do we make it as successful as Pokemon was coming out in 1996? That was the question that I thought we were answering.
Something like that. I mean, I think the entire discussion has been very interesting and fun, but
yeah.
However you want to build it at this point.
The number of people who bought their first Game Boy in order to be able to play Pokemon, like me, was not indifferent, as is the number of people who have kept on buying Pokemon consoles just to play Pokemon, like me. So
I'm not arguing with that.
Without Pokemon, without Pokemon, the 3DS probably dies. Like the 3DS.
I'm not even saying Dark Souls. You probably don't want a game that is like, I don't know, Expedition 33, or you want a game that is very approachable.
But then again, maybe that's what, Pokemon, if it was built today, needs to be more RPG based. Then
I don't know, because the truth is that we haven't touched on this, but the reason Pokemon is not because of the game.
Oh, it's because of the characters, 100%. The Pokemon.
It's because of the entire phenomenon that was the game and the anime and the serial and the card game and the plushies and every single toy in the toy store.
I hope they bring back the cereal. I hope they bring back the cereal this year. They did it for Pokemon 25. They brought back the cereal.
Yeah.
I bought a box because I was like, I got to do it. It wasn't very good. It was fine.
I bought the Pokemon Hershey Kisses and they were fun. That was always fun to see which Pokemon I was eating.
The Oreos did that most recently. That was rough.
My friend sent me a few from Canada. So my point was that in order to make Pokemon again, you need to have the whole like media shebang and merch shebang. And I was honestly trying to think of something that has had such wide and impactful and widespread and crazy unexpected cultural appeal. And I was thinking, what could it be? Like Labubus? No. Could it be? And I have reached a conclusion, but it's not something that I know I can mention on a like a PG-rated show. It's you know who, those guys, the Canadian guys.
I think we're gonna have to.
So no, it's not Pokemon. It's not Pokemon at that point.
Yeah. Oh no, this has been an interesting.
I'm rather confused.
Did you know that the actors are gonna carry the Olympic torch?
I don't know what you're talking about. It's okay.
No, I don't.
I'll tell you off the air. It's fine.
Okay.
The people who know have understood what I mean. The Canadian show. I am gonna have to. I'll tell you off the air.
I'm gonna have to stop us though, because like we're getting pretty long. But
that's fair.
I think I don't know. I think we brought.
What a point to end it on.
Well, I also didn't intend. To be fair, I didn't think we'd actually come to any kind of conclusion. Based on the topic,
fair.
I thought we would just have a lot of fun little discussions, which is mission accomplished.
Which we did.
And we talked about a bunch of fun little things in the Pokemon franchise. Claude had a lot of good points. Whimsicott had a lot of good points. I had very few. And I think I would love to pose the question to everybody else. Like, if you were to design Pokemon today, what would you do differently, right? Or would you do the same thing? Like, you just take the same black and white pixels and slap them down, or at least color them, right? Pixel games are in. Okay, pixel games are in now. Okay,
they're back.
They're back.
True.
They're coming back. But yeah, all right. Well, with that, guys, I think I'm going to end the topic there. But we are going to go into the next part that everybody really likes, Puckle's PokeQuiz, where we're going to quiz your co-host on their insane Pokemon knowledge. Let's kick it on over to that. We'll catch you on the flip-flop.
Oh hi, and welcome to the PokeQuiz, the part of the show where we quiz our co-hosts on their insane Pokemon knowledge. I'm Mark from the Dunsparce gang, here to explain the rules. Our fabulous co-hosts will work as a team to answer 5 Pokemon-themed trivia questions that fans have submitted on the Discord server. Each question is worth 1 point, with Pokedex and multiple answer questions worth more, for a total of 7 points. The host can use a free hint at any time. If they get all the answers correct and do not use the hint, they can cash it in for an 8th point.
Welcome to Puckle's PokeQuiz. As always, Professor Oak reminds you to submit your questions over to puclpodcast.com. Over there, we take all the submissions, and you guys have been doing a great job of that, so thank you for everybody who does it. We're going to go ahead and get into these questions, though. So let's see what you guys can do. Our first question, as always, is a general trivia question. And the first one is from Jared Cornelius fan. I still haven't figured out the name. I don't know who Cornelius is or why he's a fan of Cornelius. What non-legendary / non-mythical Pokemon line has the lowest catch rate? What non-legendary, non-mythical line has the lowest?
Beldum and Company.
Are we just
that was my immediate thought was Beldum.
We're locking that down? Yeah. Okay, that's correct. You're right. It's Beldum.
Because I remember it being very hard in Black and White. Or no, Black and White.
In Sun and Moon, I think Sun and Moon it somehow had like a negative catch rate.
It's hard everywhere.
Yeah.
It's hard everywhere. And there is a game, where there's it rolls over under 0 for the heavy ball.
I think that was Sun and Moon.
Yeah. All right. Well, yep. That's 1 for 1, guys. I don't know what to say. The next question is another general trivia question, and it comes from Rock Rough Rider. What was the last Pokemon game released for the Wii U? Any Pokemon game. Obviously, there wasn't a mainline game on the Wii U. What was the last Pokemon game released for the Wii U?
I think it was Pokemon
I didn't own a Wii
U. Or
nobody did. I don't know that anybody owned a Wii U except for me.
I did.
My brother and sister did, but
we found all 3 of us. We found all 3 of us.
All right. So there was the only 2 that I can remember being on the Wii U were Pokken was originally on the Wii U and Pokemon Rumble U. Because I remember getting it and playing Rumble U and being like, this is not as good as my old Rumble and I miss it.
Yeah.
Okay. for what it's worth, call back to Pokemon Rumble. What a great game the first one was. It was phenomenal. And
the only one I played was the free to start one for the 3DS. I ended up paying for it because it was fine. Like I had a decent time playing it, but
it wasn't as good. No, the original Rumble for the Wii was phenomenal. I remember playing it when it came out and having a blast. But
okay, I'll have to go pick it up. I'll have to go get it.
I don't think. Oh, you can't get it. I think it was like a download only.
Oh really? No. Okay. Well, yeah. I'm still gonna play it, and I'm not gonna tell you how.
I think it might have been Pokken.
Because Pokken came out on the Switch at the same time, right?
I think so. So I think
are we locking in Pokken?
Yeah,
I think so.
The answer is Pokken Tournament. The reasoning you used is kind of wrong. They did not come out at the same time on the Switch. It came out. It just came out like on the Switch after it came out on the Wii U.
Okay.
It was on the Wii U first before the Switch came out. I think it released in 2016 or 2015.
Okay, so it was a small window of time where it was on one,
it was a Wii U exclusive for a minute, yeah.
It was kind of like Breath of the Wild almost.
No, Breath of the Wild came out the day that the Switch came out.
That's what I remember then.
Mm-hmm. All right. Your next question is your Pokedex entry. You guys are 1 for 2. This first one. Well, yeah, you got the second. No, oh yeah, you are 2 for 2. No, Mike, I'm wrong. My bad. You're 2 for 2. Your next question is from Buff Hardback. I don't understand the name, but it was funny. The first entry is going to come to you from Pokemon Y. It tosses its enemies around with agility. It uses all its limbs to fight in its own unique style. It tosses its enemies around with agility. It uses all its limbs to fight with its own unique style.
Limbs and fighting and why?
Limbs and fighting and why?
I mean, so it can be from anything from Y backwards.
Yeah, I know, but so here is my crazy take. Barbarical.
Oh.
Okay.
I like that take. I like it.
That's the best I got right now is Barbarical because it has a lot of limbs.
It does. I don't remember if its Pokédex entries ever speak about it being like a colony of binacles or something like that.
I have no idea.
Because in the end, Barbarical looks like it has a lot of limbs, but it only has 4.
Yeah, but it's more than most other people.
Most other people. Eh?
I'm gonna need an answer here, guys.
I'm fine answering Barbarical because the entry reminds me of how like Mega Barbarical moves, and it's funny.
You can answer Barbarical. We're gonna go ahead and move on. Your next entry is gonna be from Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Okay.
Was he in that?
A tall, hardy Pokemon with a dazzling appearance. It shrouds itself in flame and battles as if engaged in a dance. Truly a sight to behold. A tall, hardy Pokemon with dazzling appearance. It shrouds itself in flame and battles as if engaged in a dance. Truly a sight to behold.
It sounds like Infernape.
It does. Let's go with Infernape. That sounds
more
Infernape-y than.
Yep.
It is Infernape. Infernape's the correct answer.
Okay, good.
It is Infernape. Infernape is that Pokemon. I liked
my Barbarical answer. I was hoping that was right.
It was cool. It was
cool, but unfortunately wrong.
Yeah.
Your next answer is your multi-answer question. There are 8 answers to this question, I believe. I will give you 1 point if you give me 2. I will give you 2 points if you give me 5. I will give you 3 points if you give me all 8. And I do also reserve the right to give you a strike if you take too long to answer. Right. With that, we are going to go ahead and give you the question. This is from Bodhi on the Discord server. What are the 8 guaranteed shiny Pokemon you can obtain over the main series games?
Okay, Red Gyarados.
Red Gyarados is correct. That's 1.
Then you have Yes,
and
Mareep.
Ponyta from the Legends games.
Mareep's, yep, that's 3. So we get you a point. Yep.
Yep. Then you have guaranteed shiny. I believe it is a Dratini or a Dragonair in Gen 5.
It's a Dratini, the shiny in Gen 5, not in Gen 4.
And
There's not one in Gen 4.
In the other game, I believe you get another dragon type, but I don't remember. Gibble. Okay.
Gibble is correct. That is 5. So you have 2 points. There are 3 more.
Yes.
Throughout the series.
Okay.
Munchlax. You get Munchlax from Scarlet Violet.
You do get Munchlax from Scarlet Violet. That is 6.
Ooh, I didn't remember that. What else? What else?
Another one for the DLC as well.
Guaranteed.
I need to know the Pokemon. I need to know the Pokemon.
Yeah, no, I'm just like for beating like this, like the Blueberry Club, and like catching everything. You get another one. What was it? Well, we already have 6, right? We needed.
You have 6.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. For 3 points, you need 8. You need 8. You need 8.
Oh, I need 8. Oh,
yeah.
crud. Okay, never mind. All right, I got to think then.
There's 2. Yeah.
I wanna I don't suppose event Pokemon counts. We are talking about the main games here.
Needs to be main game. You can play it right now and get it.
Blitzel.
Blitzel from the Blueberry Academy. That gives you 7. There's one more you're missing. I think you're gonna kick yourselves because this one's like pretty. This one I would have thought of before a lot of the other ones you mentioned.
Okay. Give us a moment.
Okay. It is. Oh, it's got to be a black or black white 2 one.
Yeah, I do think
there were others from there. Was it another dragon?
I want to say it was maybe a Hax. Yeah. There was a shiny Haxorus actually. I think.
Is that it? I think you're right.
There was a shiny Haxorus. That is correct.
Yeah.
In the Nature Preserve, if you complete the National Pokedex, you can go catch a shiny Haxorus. That is correct. So yeah, for those of you at home, that's all 8. You can get a red Gyarados in gold and silver, Heart Gold, Soul Silver. You can get a shiny Gibble in black and white 2, or it's either black 2 or white 2. I forget which one. Dratini in the other one. There's a shiny Haxorus in black and white 2. There is the shiny Ponyta from Pokemon Legends Arceus. There's the Munchlax from the Kitakami DLC. There's the Blitzel from the Blueberry Academy DLC. And there's the Mareep in Pokemon Legends ZA. That's all 8. You nailed them. Much faster than I anticipated. So you guys are 6 for 4. Your last question is, of course, your base stat question, as always. And this comes from Slate Fist Crunch. And he asks...
Fist Crunch. That's funny.
Fist Crunch, yes. What Pokemon with the Keen-Eye ability has the highest attack stat?
Gosh. Who has the Keen-Eye ability?
You do have the hints, I will remind you, but you could risk it for the biscuit if you want.
We do. So the Staraptor comes to mind.
Does it have Keen-Eye?
I think a lot. I know that a lot of the regional birds do. I don't remember if Staraptor specifically does.
I don't remember Staraptor having it, but I could be wrong. Okay.
Do you want to use the hint? We could cash it in, but it's unlikely for us to get the answer without it.
Yeah,
so.
let's just cash it in.
This is it's a normal flying type.
I never would have guessed.
From Gen 5.
Oh, okay.
I'll give you that.
Oh, yeah, Braviary. That's the net. Because it's not Fazant.
Is that your final answer? Answer?
I was a generation off.
So you are correct with Braviary. It is America Bird. It is Braviary has a base 123 attack. In second place is Toucannon with 120.
When you said normal flying, I thought it was Toucannon. I was like, it must be
Toucannon was second place. And in third and tied for third place are Dusk and Midnight Lycanroc at 115.
Oh.
Yeah, they made that list. Weird, wild. I didn't realize they had Keen-Eye.
When you start comparing abilities, things get off.
Yeah. All right. Well, that gives you guys a good number of points today. So we're going to go ahead and tally that up. I think you guys got 7. Is that what we decided upon? Is that how many points? Is that how many points we decided you get? We agreed.
I think so. Yeah, you gave us 3, and we got 1 for the Pokedex. So I think that.
Yeah, Claude could lie. Claude could lie and tell me he got 13. It's fine.
No.
All
we'll see,
right.
because I should be topping the leaderboards now, only to then fall off, as I'm not going to be on for like.
All right, our new leaderboard is updated. In first place, we've got Clod9 with 21 points. In second,
7 a week. Wow, that's pretty good.
You're doing pretty good actually. Especially with like me not giving away as many free hints nowadays. Linian is in second with 16. Whimsicott is in third now with 14. Seth Vilo is in fourth with 10. Jushiro's in fifth with 9. Shark Finnegan's in sixth with 8. Sublime Manic is in seventh with 7. And our Sigma's in eighth with 5. Everybody else has yet to get on the board. The top 4 get to go to the Tournament of Champions at the end of the year and duke it out for that $25 gift card to their favorite restaurant, Spaghetti Warehouse. With that, actually, it's an eShop gift card. Don't worry.
I can't wait for my Chipotle order to come in.
I know. But with that, guys, that has been our PokeQuiz. If you wanted more of that, tune in next week for some more PokeQuiz action. Until next time, we're going to kick it on over to our Poke Opinion. Welcome to our Poke Opinion. Our Poke Opinion this week is coming from I Like Melon on the Discord server. Which Pokemon lines should have gotten more evolutions or forms instead of other Pokemon? Like maybe we get his example for this is maybe instead of a Galarian Meowth, we got a Galarian Purugly because we already had an Alolan Meowth, right? Maybe another Pokemon should have gotten just like a little bit of love instead of just constantly giving the same Pokemon love. Charizard. Maybe. Maybe we should have gotten 2 Blastoises instead of 2 Charizards, you know? Maybe
I think we should have gotten different. I'm trying to think of what animal it would be, but like an animal that has like different, species based on where it lives. And that way
Oricorio.
I think we should have I think we should get more. No, I actually agree with that. I think we should I think it would have been really cool if in Scarlet and Violet we would have gotten quote unquote, like this is how you do regionals without doing regionals, right? You're just like, oh man, Oricorio doesn't look like it did in Alola.
Also, why is there no sand cast form?
Okay, yeah, that's frustrating, isn't it?
Because there's one for every other weather but sand.
Okay, but is sand even like a real weather condition? Is that even?
Sandstorm is. It's considered a weather in the Pokemon game.
Yeah, but in like real life.
Yes, sandstorms happen all the time.
Yeah, but I wouldn't call that weather. I'd call that just windy, like.
Then why doesn't it transform to wind then in that?
I'd be okay with that if they did it.
Still,
pure flying type cast form,
principle.
like pure flying type cast form should exist.
Flying type cast form exist already?
No, it's just sunny form.
Form.
No, there's not a windy
sunny,
form.
Hail, rain.
That's it.
Is it snowy?
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm gonna show you. I'm pulling up cast form right now. Cast form's only got. There's normal cast form, there's sunny cast form, there's rainy cast form, and snowy cast form.
See, it's snowy cast form that looks like he's in a cloud to me, of like like a tornado.
No, he does. He does. That is confusing. That's probably the original thought is like that was probably windy form. They're like, we don't have a windy condition though. We have hail.
Where are my Rotom forms?
Yeah. Okay, we talked about this last week too, right?
I know, and I'm gonna keep bringing it up.
I have an answer. That would either work as a form where it inhabits a different kind of thing, or as an evolution that works kind of like Scyther to Caesar and Cleavor, where the stats stay the same but get redistributed. And it's Shuckle. They've done nothing with Shuckle for 7 billion years.
Actually, okay.
You can't fix perfection.
I would be so okay if they got rid of like Cleavor in exchange for another Pokemon of any other type. Like, I'll be honest with you. Like, especially now, like at first I was like, oh, Cleavor's cool. Like, this is a cool Pokemon. But with how frustrating it has been to evolve and like obtain Kleavor, and this is an artificial problem that Pokemon's created. I'm just like, you know what? Trash Kleavor, give me any other Pokemon form or evolution. Like, give me another evolution. Fine. Just do it. Just give me another evolution. I'm not going to be upset.
Shuckle, like being the Shell Smash version of itself would be super fun.
I think that'd be really cool where it's just like the worm. The
worm.
problem with Shuckle's body is like nobody knows what it is, and it's kind of just like, what is Diglett, you know?
Yeah.
What is Diglett?
It's like, what is Mimikyu at that point?
What is Mimikyu? Exactly, yeah. Is Mimikyu a fairy or a ghost? Or is it just like a ghost type that's in I'm so confused by Mimikyu.
I thought it was a ghost fairy type.
It is a ghost fairy type, but like without the Pikachu costume, is it still a fairy type and still a ghost type? Or is it like something else?
The world.
I don't know.
Oh.
I would also like to see Mimikyu forms. I think Mimikyu forms where it takes on a different Pokemon that's not Pikachu would be cute.
There's so much fan art of that.
I know.
It's hard. It's amazing.
That's probably why it doesn't happen, is because the fan art exists and they don't want to get accused of like copying fan art.
Very sad, though.
Very much like the flying type evolution.
Yeah. I mean, the flying blatantly Sylveon was supposed to be the flying evolution, and then they went like, oh, we need a new type. What better way to showcase it than
absolutely
to have...
not. Sylveon was 100% supposed to be fairy type the entire time.
I don't know, those ribbons.
No, I think it was meant to be fairy type the entire time. I think that especially with like the lore behind the ribbons, where it's actually like feelers, so it can actually sense how you're feeling.
Sure. I mean, you can write that after the fact.
No, I think it was always meant to be this way. I don't think my favorite thing was when we didn't know what type Sylveon was. There's like really cool like fan art comics going around trying to guess. And there's this one that I saw, and it's just like it listed all the unused types for Eevee evolutions. And it was trying to do it in like different ways, and it was just like ridiculous every single time. It was just like, well, it's not a rock. And then the bug one, they like pasted a bug face on Sylveon, and they're just like, no, that's not it.
The flying one, was it using the ribbons as a helicopter?
Absolutely, 100%. 100%. It was a wild cartoon. Yeah. What type is Sylveon the comic? It was a wild comic, but I still would I would take another Eevee evolution over Kleavor. So I don't care what kind. Give me the rock type, might as well. Put some black Augerite in the game and let me evolve an Eevee with that. And give me a rock type Eevee evolution. But like the way they just made Kleavor way too hard for no reason. Like it doesn't make any sense to me. Like it's also very evident to me that like they were just like slowly giving up with Hisuian Quillfish. Where when Hisuian Quillfish, when they first allowed it to come into Pokemon Scarlet and Violet through Pokemon Home, there was no evolution method to make it turn into Overquill. And then when they put it into the Blueberry Academy, they backtracked it. They're just like, no, if it learns Bar Barrage, it can just evolve now. It's fine. It doesn't have to use it 20 times in strong style. That's no longer our excuse. And same goes for Psyshield Bash with Stantler Pokemon Company. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what should happen.
I hate
Stantler, Ursaluna, and Kleavor are the most frustrating Pokemon in the Pokemon franchise to me. They make no sense. Why it's so difficult. It's upsetting. It is the only downside of those games is that it created this like really weird paradox. I am happy with the way they're handling it in Pokemon Legends ZA, where you can evolve it. Like Black Augerite is possible to get, and you can evolve your Scyther into Kleavor. So I am happy with that, but I would like to see that come to a not Pokemon Legends game. Like if Scyther's in Gen 10, Black Augerite needs to be somewhere. Okay. And to be fair, the Pokemon Company does like break down over time. This has happened a lot of times where like the next gen or two, it does become hard to still get things. but then they inevitably just give up and make it easier. The ultimate form of this was in Gen 8 when they just retconned that. No, an Ice Stone just makes Eevee into Glaceon, guys. It just does it.
Yeah.
One of the best decisions they ever made.
Nose Pass no longer needs to go into a magnetic field. Just use a Thunderstone on Nose Pass, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
One of the best decisions in the entire game was to do that. So I do appreciate it. But yeah, I don't know. I would rather see things like that happen than I don't know. I don't know that anything doesn't deserve an evolution. Maybe Tauros didn't need 2 or 3 like different forms when it became Paldean Tauros.
I'm desperately trying to come up with other like apple-based foods they can turn Applin into.
Yep.
Oh, I know. That's fair. That's fair.
I just love that line so much. Like, I want them to have an excessive amount of evolutions just to keep up the joke.
Yes. Yes.
I think we need more Vivillon forms.
Yeah, more of those. There's only like what 20, 21, 20, 21 of them or something like that. It's fine.
There's
30
20
new ones for the 30th anniversary.
I do feel like Vivillon. I have to like keep a spreadsheet for Pokemon Go to know which ones I have, because I keep getting like the scatter bugs. It is 20 forms. I was right. Yeah, I just don't think.
Do you have mine? Should I send you?
I don't know. I'm not gonna worry about it, because then I'm gonna have to build a spreadsheet sheet, and I don't know. I don't know what I have. I've never evolved any of the scatter bugs
in home somewhere.
But yeah.
I do have all of them in Gen 6. Never moved them up.
I did too, and I moved them up, and I'm like, I think that's all there is, but I wouldn't.
Yeah, no, they haven't added any since then. They haven't added any since Gen 6.
No.
But yeah. All right. Well, what Pokemon do you think doesn't deserve a form and should give its forms to something else? Let us know in the email at puclpodcast@gmail.com. But yeah, with that, we're going to go read some emails actually over in the next segment, the mailbag. So let's kick it on over to there. Welcome to our mailbag, the part of the show where you can email us at puclpodcast@gmail.com, and we'll maybe read your email on the show. We usually do 3 a week, but we do post every unread email on our Discord server. But I would also be remiss to add that this segment is brought to you by the fictional energy drink Green Tauros, the energy drink that gives you hooves. And as always, we'll give the Green Tauros badge to the email we think made us the happiest today. How we're happy today changes from week to week, but we wanted to make sure we read that one. Our first email, though, this week is going to be from that one Clodsire. And Whimsicott, you've got this one.
I do. Hello, Puckle crew. It's that one Clodsire back again for another round of Mega Pokemon. But like last time, I will be rating them based on how they are presented, how they taste, and what they bring to the table, quite literally. 5-star Mega Pokedishes. 1. Mega Tatsugiri. See, a Tatsugiri tries to think what would make it less appealing and more intimidating, so it decides to Mega Evolve. This, however, has made Tatsugiri a lot more delicious, and it has brought a delicious sauce, some salmon roe, and more sushi to eat. This Pokemon has failed quite a lot at avoiding edibility. 2. Mega Blastoise. Blastoise is not a Pokemon to be messed with, so we won't be eating it today. Instead, we will be sipping a nice fountain drink blasted from his cannon straight into your cup. Think about it. He has 3 cannons, a big hump in his shell that could store a lot of liquid, and a kind of positive attitude. And if his cannons rotate, he'd be great for making some cocktails. Thatch. I know you have a lot of thoughts about this.
Wait.
There's like layers. It's an onion, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be cool for him to like put his wrist down and like blast it into your cup, but at the same time, how are you getting the liquid into the shell?
Yeah.
That's the part that bothers me the most. And then don't even get me started on cocktails. We're talking. This can't be an entire show with Thatch's special interest today, guys. Like.
Anyway. 3. Mega Failings. Like last time, I'm putting the best Mega Pokemon on this list, not because I hate them, but because they would have an amazing flavor. Broil them, fry them, crack them, salt them, pepper them, saute them, mash them in a stew. It's not there? Oh no. The possibilities are endless. This Pokemon is truly exquisite, both in culinary terms and Mega Pokemon terms. 4. Mega Scovillain, a super spicy salad, which is also grilled. I can't say a lot for this one because it's pretty straightforward, so... 5. Mega Ampharos. You might see a cute but deadly electrical generator, but I see a delicious yellow cake, finished off with whipped cream and berries. And right before you shovel it in, you cuddle with it. Okay, that's just creepy.
Okay. All right.
Sure, you might... Yeah.
Like, you're eating Mega Ampharos? Like, one of my least favorite experiences when eating is having hair in my mouth.
Exactly.
And that's the worst possible Pokemon, because it gets so much hair.
Exactly.
Oh. Okay. Sorry.
Sure, you might die in the process of eating it, but it'll be one heck of a birthday. You might die in the process of eating it, because if you try to eat Mega Ampharos, Whimsicott might try and come for your life. But that's another story altogether. And then it goes to the bottom 5, which is somehow below 1 star, Mega Pokedishes. Mega Electros! The snotty eel is back again. There is nothing mega about this Pokemon except obscenely mega amount of mucus. The booger ghosts on each side of it make me think of Electric and Cubchoo, if Electric and Cubchoo had twins. Yikes. And don't tell me you can get rid of the snot because it's embedded into this Pokemon, not tasty unless you're a toddler. 2. Mega Golurk, a very large dish, but a terrible one nonetheless. It's such a rocky, metallic, dirty Pokemon, so there is a very, very slim chance that this will taste any good. And even if you are craving rocks, if you gobble this Pokemon down, it will possess you! And even if you pray to cast out the ghost in it, it has a chance to explode. Yeah, I see many, many issues with this one, you're right. 3. Mega Magearna, just a bunch of metal with a laser gun. Not delicious, what more can I say? 4. Mega Mawile. You Mega Evolve your Mawile and start prepping your delicious soup where Mawile will be the main ingredient. But when you try to chop it up, you can't. If you try to chop a head off, the other 2 will fight you. You eventually just throw the whole thing in, and once you take a sip of the soup to test, it tastes like your favorite frying pan. Do not try to eat Mega Mawile. 5. Mega Barbaracle. The flavor is just dirt. And if the rocks don't smash your teeth, the hands will. There will be no playing with the food, because the food will be playing you in Soviet Russia. And by playing, I mean smashing you and your home to pieces. Thank you for listening to my scrumptious and nauseating ranking, and I hope you have a great day. That one, Clodsire.
Well, thanks for that. All right, our next email is going to be coming to us from Just Ben. So you got this one, Claude.
Yes. Hey, Mega Puckle peeps. I might have missed the window this week to potentially be read on the show, but I always have opinions to share when it comes to top and bottom 5s. I've already liked Mega Evolution prior to ZA, but clearly the bar was raised. When narrowing down my favorite 7 of my top 10, narrowing down my favorites, 7 of my top 10 Megas were introduced in ZA. I won't hold my breath, but I would love for Mega Evolution and the addition of new ones to stick around this time. Without further ado, top 5 Megas. Phalanx. Perfect design, good stats, and big Kirby energy. That is a very true point. It does give big Kirby energy. I never thought about that, but that's probably why I also like it a lot. Anyways, Mega Dragonite. I love this majestic, angelic dragon. By bringing in some Dragonair design elements, it caps off the line very well. Camerupt. Camerupt has been one of my favorites since I was a kid, and its Mega Evolution gives it an even better design and stats. Frostlass, an unexpected rise to the top, and possibly the most visually stunning and pretty Mega Evolution. Frostlass wasn't a favorite of mine before, but now I can't let it go.
Okay, that was like
Mega Scizor. It's a shame it took so long to obtain in ZA, but this Mega takes a perfect design and somehow makes it even cooler. Honorable mention, Mega Chestnut is amazing, but not being able to obtain it until a couple months after release killed it for me. While I loved using Meganium in ZA, I think they should have just left the original Kalos starters again and made their new Megas the starter choice.
I don't agree with that, but I think they should have made them more readily available.
Correct. Bottom 5, Scovillain. If anything, it needed a real evolution. Don't like anything about it. Feraligatr. Sorry, Thatch. Pyroar.
That's fine.
Swing and a miss. Garchomp. Slower and spikier. No, thank you. And the the Lottie twins. As a big Lottie fan, this one was so disappointing and lazy. I know this got long, so extra thanks for reading. Later Mega Feraligatr. Just Ben.
Well, thanks, Ben.
Thank you.
All right.
Short,
concise,
sweet.
and to the point.
Yes.
All right. Our last email this week is going to be from Tamal. All right. Good day, Puckle. I'm sure everyone who listens or hosts this podcast has at some point wondered what it would be like to have Pokemon as a pet. Imagining lazy days at home with something cute curled up next to you. As a proud cat dad of 2, I often enjoy time on the couch with one of my cats and just taking it easy, enjoying each other's company. And then there's the other cat. You know, the type of pet that allows that one to follow you from room to room, screaming for attention. The one that paws at your face wanting pets. The one that scratches at the bathroom door when nature calls. I'm talking about the overly attached pet. We love them, sure, but sometimes they can be a bit much. So what would it be like to have a Pokemon as a pet, except it's Mega Evolved and overly attached? Here's my top and bottom 5. I'm excluding Pokemon from my previous Mega tier list. No, top 5. Mega Hawlucha. Me care, Hawlucha. See, Poppy, if having a sparkly luchador bird sleeping at the end of my bed is wrong, then I don't want to be right. Mega Diancie. Like having a sentient chandelier follow you around all day, except this one won't steal your soul. Its gemstones might be a bit sharp when it constantly nuzzles up against you, but at least it's a conversation starter for guests. Just don't look straight at it when the sunlight hits, or you may end up blind. Number 3, Mega Malamar. Folks with overly attached pets often say that the pet owns them, not the other way around. It's absolutely the case with Mega Malamar, because you forget to feed it once, it will make sure you never do it again. Wait, that's a bad thing. How did Malamar end up in the top 5? I mean, all hail my friend Malamar. Malamar is friend to all humans.
My friend Malamar.
Number 2, Mega Floette. Still incredibly cute, despite having a 100-kilo flower that can end the world attached to it. As long as she droops that flower over the end of the bed when she sleeps there, you should be fine. Just don't choose to close any doors between you and her. Otherwise, when she comes and seeks your attention, that door will be receiving the end of a light of ruin. Number 1, Mega Meowstic. Hey, is your Meowstic a boy or a girl? Yes.
Yes.
Look, as long as you give it exactly what it wants, that when it wants it, Mega Meowstic is a great pet. They're protective over their humans. Taking them on walks is super easy because they can levitate, and they're super cute little cat. But if you don't give them all the love pats, attention, and food they demand, they may just be a silly little goofball and contort space while psychically tormenting you. Who's a good kitty? Honorable mention, Mega Gallade, because once again, quoting my wife, I'll have him on my leash. Oh my gosh. Oh. Bottom 5, honorable mention, Mega Greninja. Imagine trying to sleep while this slippery menace slightly stares at you from the corner of the room. Water shuriken spinning and flicking water droplets and frog drool around the room. Yikes. Number 5, Mega Chimico. We all know how loud our beloved pets can be when you're leaving for work in the morning, and they don't want you to go. Mega Chimico combines a chorus of wind chimes with the cadence of a wailing cat and the volume of a screeching baby. Then the sound waves will leave you so confused that you forget you were doing and have to start the entire process of leaving the house all over again. Number 4, Mega Golurk. Imagine that you're sitting on the couch with your significant other watching a movie. One thing that overly attached pets love to do is squeeze themselves between the two of you and make themselves the center of attention. Now imagine that that pet is 4-meter tall clay robot spewing ancient energy while shaking and priming itself to explode at any moment. Still better than a chihuahua, though. That's true. Yep. Number 3, Mega Heatran. On one hand, it's melted into the ground, so it's hard to follow you from room to room screaming for attention. On the other hand, it's a half-toned lava frog with the body temperature of 1 million degrees Celsius. So it's instantly going to flash fry your entire block. Number 2, Mega Absol Z. The only disaster this Pokemon predicts is your imminent demise. We all know that the world is pretty messed up at the moment, and it affects us all in different ways. If Mega Absol Z senses any negative emotions in you, it will, and I'm paraphrasing from the decks here, cut you down with a single blow. This is an act of kindness to keep you from suffering. At least Heatran vaporizes you instantly.
Yeah.
Number 1, Mega Banette. This horrid thing is your pet. You better give it everything it demands from you, or you may wake up finding it has turned you into a particularly squishy pincushion. And even if you do give it constant attention, pats, and food, it can't help but curse you anyway. This life and the next are all on the surface of Mega Banette. There is no escape. That'll teach you to never throw away your old plushies. So do you still want a Pokemon as your pet? Or are you content with a demanding cat, dog, guinea pig, or goldfish? Next time that noisy gremlin of a cat leaves fur everywhere, I'll be thankful it's not gemstone shards, cursed stuffing, or magma. Cheers, mates. To Maul. All right. Well, thank you for that. I think this week we give the email to Just Ben because he was short, sweet, and concise. So Just Ben, Green Taurus badge, all for you. Just for
Ben.
Ben.
If you are looking to submit for more of these bottom fives, we are looking at 4 short, sweet, and concise for the future.
Yep. They make our lives so much easier. But with that, guys, if you want to email us next week, let us know what your thoughts on designing Pokemon for 2026 means. Let us know at puclpodcast@gmail.com. Of course, if you would like to keep up with us throughout the week, you can always check us out at pucklediscord.com and join our Discord server. You can also follow us over on social media at Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, and Facebook. You can follow us at Twitch at twitch.tv/thepucklepodcast and youtube.com/pucklepodcast, where I stream on Wednesdays. We're going to be doing the BDSP Nuzlocke this week, so very exciting. And additionally, if you want to help support the show, you can check out our Patreon at patreon.com/pucklepodcast. But I have been Trainer Thatch.
I have been the fluffiest Whimsicott.
And I've been Clod9.
And here in the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's closing time.
Goodbyes for now. It's closing time.